Hello nerds and nerdettes, and welcome back to the channel where once again we have a new video for you guys. Today's video will be top 5 most anticipated reads in my collection. These are going to be 5 books that I am incredibly excited to get to, but just haven't due to life or maybe reading another book for a review instead, but I'm still excited to actually read them. But before we jump into the list, a quick reminder that if you are looking for any of the books I'm about to mention, or any of the books that I've featured on the channel, to use the channel sponsor, organicpricebooks.com. You can use the discount code STAYNERDY for $2 off your order, or when ordering 4 or more books, you can use the code STAYNERDY, ship it together to get 5% off that order. It's a great way to save some money, but also support the channel. So thank you to those of you that do decide to use that code when ordering from OPB. But without further ado, let's get into the list. I am going to let you all know that a lot of these are going to be indie titles or manga titles, because a lot of my big 2 collection I've already read, which I've said before in previous videos, so just expect a lot of indie or smaller publisher books. But we can go ahead and jump into the list now, starting at number 5. Coming in at number 5 is the Telos Saga by Todd DeZago with art by Mike Ruengo. This is a title that I am incredibly excited to get to. I have not read a single issue of this title, but it comes with pretty high hopes because Omar at Near Mint Condition has said that he did enjoy this particular book. So I'm pretty excited to jump into it, to say the least. I am a huge fan of Mike Ruengo's art. That's going to be the artist that you're going to see during the, I want to say, tail end of that Mark Waid Flash omnibus. I could be wrong as far as the placement, but he picks up pretty early in that omnibus. So that is the artist that you're going to be seeing here. He is a legend of the community. He is no longer with us, but I've always been a huge fan of his cartoony and very youthful look to his art. So I am very much excited to get into this. I would love to hear from you all and what you think of this title, if it's something that you have read. But man, I am so ready for some Mike Ruengo art once again. So definitely excited to check this out. And once I do, I will let you guys know my thoughts. Coming in at number 4 is Atomica, God is Red. This is by the creators, which I need to read so I don't completely butcher it, Sal Abenati and Andrew Daub. Probably still butchered that. But this comes with high praises from absolutely everyone that has ever read this, which gets me so excited to check it out, to not only partake in the love of this title if it's something I enjoy, but also see if it's worth the hype, if it's something I enjoy. That I very much enjoy diving into books that are very well received and seeing if it's my cup of tea, because that's always fun to see where I differ compared to the rest of the community. But so far, this seems to be, from what other people have said, a deconstruction on superheroes, a Cold War-like superhero story. So I am super pumped to check it out. I do wish it was in a larger format. This is a little small, especially looking at some of the art, but still, it's at the top of the list. Well, in the top 5 at least, if you can't tell by this video. But that does wrap up Atomica, which I am very pumped to get to. Let me know your thoughts down below, but let's jump into number 3. Coming in at number 3 is Descender by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen, which hopefully I'm pronouncing that properly, probably not. But this is a title that I've been hearing a lot of people talk about for a very long time, but I always wanted these hardcovers. But obviously, when I got into the collected editions game, the volume 2, I want to say, was really hard to come by, so I never really pulled the trigger until now, and I am so pumped to dive in. From what I know, there's 2 hardcovers, and then there's a Ascender hardcover, and all of those pretty much make up the entire story. But Jeff Lemire is definitely a creator you're going to want to follow, me included. But Dustin Nguyen's art, which is a photorealistic watercolor kind of flowy art style, is 100% on my radar, and the type of art that I've always enjoyed. I am a fan of his. I've followed a lot of his art into other titles, but I am very much excited to see what he does with Jeff Lemire in this particular title. I know a lot of people have read this already. I'm extremely late to the game, so comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if it's something I should be this excited to get into, or maybe I should rein back my excitement. I'd love to hear from you guys, but that wraps up number 3. I almost said number 2, so we can jump into number 2. Next up at number 2 is The Girl from the Other Side, which is actually a manga, but still a book that I'm excited to read. This is in this beautiful Bible-like deluxe edition. Every time I've gotten a volume, I've told myself, probably on video if you go back and watch those, that I really need to read this title and finish this title. I've read, I want to say, a handful of chapters from volume 1 at some point in my reading career, very early into probably me reading manga, but I want to finish it. I've heard it's very relatable, it's dark, there's lessons throughout, and those are the same things that I love about Berserk, how it teaches you so much, not only about yourself, but about these situations that you can kind of put yourself in and relate to, even if it doesn't include the monsters and weird characters that you come across throughout the story, but you can still relate to the situations, and I am so excited to read this. I already was excited when I knew about this title, but I am even more excited to read it in these beautiful, beautiful editions. I mean, absolutely incredible. But once I do, I'm going to put out a review, and fingers crossed on liking it, because I am very excited to get into it. And coming in at number 1 is Ice Cream Man, the Sunday edition, volume 2. I am so excited to get into this. I feel like I'm known as the guy that did not love Ice Cream Man Sunday edition volume 1, and I want to like it so much. So here we are. I am so excited to read it and see what I think, put out a review, and hopefully not get too much hate for it if I don't like it, but I just want to like it so bad. I really, really do. But that first volume I didn't love. I liked, but I didn't love. But I've heard that everything that's collected in this volume really picks up a notch, and I am excited to go into it with a kind of open mind and hopefully experience what Ice Cream Man is even more known for, and that is a lot of its ambitious and interesting ways that it tells its story. And I know in this, because I've flipped through it, at least like the first issue, I do it with all my books, but the first issue is already very interesting, so I'm really, really pumped to get into it and of course get out a review. And here's to me liking it. Shout out to Bunk. I feel like I shout you out every time I record a video now, but I'm excited. This is number 1. This is the next read on my indie title when I have a choice of what I'm reading, that is, and I am very excited to get into it. But that does wrap up today's video. Let me know down below what title you're excited for me to read or see my review on. Also, let me know down below what title I should be more excited to get into. Maybe my number 1 should be my number 5, and my number 4 should be my number 1. Let me know which one you want me to dive into first, because I love hearing from you all, and I'm very excited to read all of these books and get a review out, because really, our opinions and our thoughts and our love for comics is really what keeps this community going, this community growing, and really just comic books flourishing as a whole. So I am super pumped to dive into every one of these titles, really all of my collection, but these are the 5 that are at the top of the list. But if you are not a part of the Illuminati, hit the subscribe button to join the community. If you could also do me a favor and hit the thumbs up icon, it means a lot to us. And if you did enjoy today's video, you can hit the bell icon. That way you get notified anytime content is posted. But thank you again for watching. This was a little bit of a shorter one. I hope you all enjoyed, and stay nerdy.